What is it there, guys? This is Cobb, and in this video I want to dispel some of the doom and gloom surrounding the MMO market. A lot of people look at the MMO market and they just see World of Warcraft, they see that it's doing crap. World of Warcraft is obviously the biggest MMO, so when people see WoW doing kinda garbage and people discontented about Blizzard fail after Blizzard fail, you know, it gets a little bit depressing. So in this video, yeah, we're going to talk a little bit about WoW, but we're going to talk a lot about other MMOs and what we can perhaps expect for the future of the MMO genre, you know, going into 2019, 2020, and all of that good stuff. So first of all, while WoW is down in the shitter, I am hearing a lot of good things about Final Fantasy 14, about Guild Wars 2. Apparently it's seen a bit of a resurgence recently. I can't really attest to that. I haven't tried a Guild Wars game ever, pretty much, though I have dipped my toes in the old Elder Scrolls Online waters again. And it's great. I'm having an awesome time playing ESO again. Kind of funny, actually, after not playing Elder Scrolls Online for so long and just kind of, you know, trucking along with World of Warcraft, I guess. Wow, man, it makes you realize how much of the RPG element has just been completely lost in World of Warcraft, and it's kind of just become a bit of a numbers game, which is really sad. And ESO, it's extremely RPG-ified. I don't know how else to put it. All of the quests are voiced really, really nicely. The exploration is real because the world is so massive, and quests pop up where you wouldn't expect them, and it's just compelling. I don't really know what else to say. I feel like I'm part of the world in Elder Scrolls Online, and I feel like I'm impacting it and, yeah, embarking on one huge, long, sprawling, epic quest. And that is a feeling that, well, it's long gone from the World of Warcraft of today, sadly. That's not to say that ESO is a better game than WoW. Obviously, if you're much more of a combat-focused gamer and exploration doesn't really interest you so much, then WoW is going to be a far superior experience for you. The combat in Elder Scrolls Online could use a lot of work, in my opinion, but that's not to say that it doesn't have a lot going for it. So as a kind of final word, you know, on the existing MMOs, I think that there's a fair bit of optimism to be had in the fact that the likes of Guild Wars 2, ESO, and, you know, Final Fantasy 14, Final Fantasy Online are still trucking along, you know? I feel like the developers that are behind these games and the studios that are behind these games, they've won my respect, you know what I'm saying? It mustn't be easy to exist in an ecosystem where World of Warcraft has been king of the genre for, like, what, how long has it been now, dude? 13, 15 years? Something crazy like that, right? World of Warcraft has just been on top all of this time. It must be the biggest uphill battle ever. To just continue pouring your heart into a project. Well, and that's the key, right? You must be goddamn passionate to be one of the dudes, you know, working on Elder Scrolls Online or working on the likes of, you know, Final Fantasy 14, knowing that, you know, we're probably never going to reach the top. It's probably not going anywhere, but we're going to do our fucking best, and we're going to do our best for an extended period of time, and, well, I'm pretty pleased to see that things are, you know, gradually working out for these guys. Which is certainly more than, you know, we can say for the Blizzard boys, for Team Blue, you know? So what I'll close off this section with is that, look, there is hope for MMOs, okay? There's always that shadow of a chance that the next WoW expansion will be better than BFA. I know, blah blah blah, right? What a goddamn old school, washed up fucking WoW player I sound like now, you know? But WoW Classic is on the way. ESO's doing great. The other two MMOs I'm hearing good things about. It's not all doom and gloom, okay? The genre's not full dead. Not just yet. Now let's talk about what's coming in the future. Or there's two projects in specific that I want to point out that I think are innovating on the genre incredibly well, and I just really, really hope that they pull these games off, okay? Because it's one thing to have, like, really, really ambitious games, try out new ideas, and it sounds awesome on paper, and then the game comes out and everyone's like, it just turns out to not be that fun, or, you know, the developers weren't able to really realize their vision in the way that the player base and maybe the developers themselves had expected they would. So I've made some quick notes here. The first game is, of course, Ashes of Creation. Now, I don't know whether this game is playable right now. Honestly, I'm recording this video on a bit of a whim, so I need to look up. It might actually be playable in, like, a demo form right now. I'm not sure. But Ashes of Creation, oh my god, dude. Are they taking immersion and RPG and player choice to a whole new level? in this goddamn video game. Let me run through some of the features for which I have made notes here, alright? And hopefully Sophie's going to play some beautiful graphics of the game above my head as we're running through these. Alright, so first of all, something called nodes exist in Ashes of Creation. A node is essentially a small kind of NPC inhabited little mini village, right? It's just a collection of mud huts. They're kind of garbage. There's a few of them kind of speckled around the map. Only the thing is, the players have direct control over how much these villages grow and develop and prosper, okay? So, as a player, as you are earning experience around a certain node or village or whatever you want to call it, that village will begin to grow. That village will begin to gain experience. New quests will be unlocked. You complete those quests, the village gets more experience. Suddenly, the village is no longer a village, it becomes a small town with increased trade, you know, even more quests will open up, some player housing might become available, things like that. And it just grows and grows and grows until you're gonna have yourself a goddamn metropolis, okay? That's just awesome. And it's not just player housing and more quests that begin to open up. I gotta refer to my notes here because there's a lot of shit that you can do in these goddamn cities, right? Players can vote democratically on the choices of its NPC rulers. You know what I'm saying? Players have a say in things like whether or not a city goes to war with, you know, to like conquer a neighboring city. You know what I'm saying? Players have a vote on how much player housing is taxed in a given city. So if you've got like the Illuminati of the player base and it's like a bunch of really rich players, they all get together, you know, and claim political power in one of these towns, they can tax the fuck. They can make it so that only rich ass motherfuckers can live in this goddamn city. You know what I'm saying? I just think that's so goddamn cool. How it will work in practice, again, these things remain to be seen. What else has Ashes of Creation got, man? Okay, yeah. My notes, I'm just going to read from them. You can literally be a merchant or a tavern owner, a farmer, or a professional blacksmith with your own forge. You can set up your little own kind of crafting station in the city. You can take orders from other players. You can just be a merchant. You can just be, that can be the video game for you. You don't have to be a goddamn questing adventurer running around just doing what other NPCs tell you to do. You don't have to be a warrior or a sorcerer or some kind of, you know what I'm saying? Some kind of bandit or whatever. You can do whatever the fuck you want to do, man. You can just play the economy game. You can focus on having the biggest, most epic house ever. I don't know whether or not you can be the boss of other players, like you start off as a humble blacksmith and then you get a bunch of apprentices or apprentici, whatever the plural for that is. You have all those guys working under you and you just sit there watching them work, sipping wine and shit. I don't know whether or not that's a thing, but it would be cool if it was. The point is, this game takes player choice and just pushes it to never seen before levels. As far as I'm aware, anyway. Oh yeah, my final note for Ashes of Creation. Apparently, per world, there are going to be 5 huge citadels and castles that the most powerful guilds in the world will be able to inhabit. And what's more, if you become the king of one of these castles, like you're like the guild master, and you know, come to inhabit one of these castles and you're repelling other guilds and you're holding onto it, you get to ride a dragon, for fuck's sake, alright? That's just a little tidbit for you there. So, I don't know whether or not, you know, Ashes is going to be able to realize all of these things. As far as I know, they're being implemented in the game, and, you know, there's like alpha footage of these things. Wow, man. It gives me hope, you know? And next up, Chronicles of Elyria. Extremely ambitious, you know, fuck ton of player choice, just like in Ashes of Creation. Elyria definitely looks like it needs a lot more polish. The animations look a little bit wackier from what I've seen. But the world looks stunning. One of the key differences in Elyria, actually there's 2 key differences in Elyria between, you know, Elyria and Ashes. In Elyria, you can build houses and cities anywhere. You know what I'm saying? If you get together with like a group of your friends, you just want to pull an all-nighter, coffee and shit, just farm wood Minecraft style. I've never played Minecraft before, whatever. And you just want to build like a village or a city or a town overnight, you can do that shit. Now, these are all destructible by other players, you know? So I don't know how well this is going to work in practice, if we're just going to have like a bunch of marauding players who just run around killing everybody, looting everything, destroying buildings, you know. Yeah, it might not work out so well. But another really cool thing that they're shooting for in Elyria is your player can just die of old age. You know what I'm saying? Now that might sound really bad. You might be thinking, oh my god, dude, if I'd like played a character in WoW, 143 days playtime or something on this goddamn character, I played it for like multiple expansions, and he just got old and died one day. Like, wow, man, that must really, really suck. But the thing is, some of your traits get passed on, right? From one character to another. It's like the soul of your character, once they die of old age, gets like inherited or reincarnated or whatever, you know, by the next character that you make. So some of your traits do get passed on. I think it's a really, really interesting, really, really cool concept. You know, to have a big shake-up in your gameplay in the likes of World of Warcraft, you're effectively waiting for the next huge patch or the next expansion pack to roll around, right? Well, in Elyria, when your character dies of old age, you effectively have the chance to... It's like New Game Plus, you know? You're starting over, but you're a lot wiser than you were before. You're a lot more world-wearied. You know how the game works. You can maybe take your character down a different path. I actually really, really like it. Maybe it's just the Iron Man, you know, Iron Man leveler in me, you know, in World of Warcraft that it gravitates towards this so much. But if this concept was in WoW, I'd be pretty fucking pleased, actually. Either way, very, very interesting concepts, both Ashes and Elyria. I think that even if these games flop, which, by the way, evidence suggests, history dictates, that they will. They're just going to flop massively and it's going to be terrible and it's going to be, oh fuck, why the hell man did I talk so much, like I talked up this game so much, I got to play it, it's bug infested, they didn't realize their visions properly, there's bugs everywhere, there's hackers and duping hacks and shit like that all over the place, and it's going to be horrible. But what I do like is that the market is innovating, man, especially of like the past couple of years. These games have been in development for a while. I think that the MMO genre needs this, man. It needs it just needs some disruption. It needs some change, man. And if these games can usher in, you know, some new ideas, that would be amazing. So I just want to close this video out by saying that I believe firmly that the next 12 months are going to shake up the MMO genre a hell of a lot, man. A hell of a lot. And I'm not talking about Ashes and Elyria. I hope that they do make a splash. I don't think that they will. I think that they're just going to be part of a much larger shift, you know? We've got WoW Classic coming out. BFA is fucking going down the shitter, man. I mean, it's down the shitter. It's in the sewers right now, you know? I think that we just have these super, super hungry teams of developers who are working on, you know, Final Fantasy and ESO, and these games are holding their own as well, you know? They are primed and ready for the day that they can say, we are the most subscribed MMO on the market because, you know, BFA is failing so miserably, among other reasons. What's also going to happen if WoW Classic just ends up with more players than BFA? Now, I know that that's unlikely. Probably, I don't know, is it unlikely? I haven't really thought that through, so maybe I'm completely wrong about this, but I find it extremely hard to predict what kind of impact that might have on the MMO market. You know what I'm saying? Another interesting thing to look out for as well in the coming year, as things are kind of shifting around like I think that they will be, is if BFA loses a bunch of players to WoW Classic, right? And, you know, the amount of players who are playing BFA noticeably drops and whatever, 1/3 of them are playing WoW Classic, we could end up in a position where, because BFA has lost a bunch of players to WoW Classic, even though World of Warcraft as a franchise might have more players overall than any other MMO, if we're going by individual game titles and individual clients, something like ESO might actually technically become the most subscribed MMO, you know, sometime in 2019. I don't know whether or not that's going to come to pass. Again, this is just speculation, but I can just see the headlines and the spam and the hype already. And who the fuck knows what kind of a splash that might make, you know? If people start to hear on the grapevine, ESO has more subscribers than World of Warcraft Battle for Azeroth, What will that do, men? Will it do anything? I don't know. What do you guys think? What do you guys think? I think it's going to be a very, very interesting year. But for now, I am going to wrap it up. Those are my thoughts, I guess, on the whole MMO playing field as it stands. And some of my, I guess, predictions or concerns, or some of my hype, I guess you could say, even for the future. So let me know what you guys think. Thanks for stopping by. Look forward to reading your guys' comments. If you want to see more videos like this one, let me know with a like and all of that good stuff. I mean, we don't usually do videos like this where we talk about, you know, much more general things. So do let me know down below. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. And I'm going to catch all of you guys just a tad bit later.